Hello everybody, welcome back to Simply Breeze. My name is Bree if you are new here, and I recently did a huge Costco haul. I needed to replenish several things that I was out of in the house, and I have a lot that I want to get accomplished here in the next couple of weeks for convenience meals for Reed and I, to include freeze-dried meals and meals in a jar. I also have some freezer meals that I want to get prepped, not only for Reed and I, but also for a pregnant friend who special requested a couple of things for her convenience in her postpartum new baby era. We have also just been significantly low on a lot of items, to include our pasta. There are things that we have not had in the house for a while, and I would like to replenish them. And I have learned in the last couple of months that just kind of not having some easy, ready-to-go things on hand when I would like them has resulted in us eating out a little bit more than I would have liked. So I'm trying to change that. So I will take you along through my Costco haul, and then I do actually have a small Walmart haul because Costco didn't have everything that I was looking for, and I actually had, thankfully Reed was available and he went ahead and went to another Costco for me to get a couple of items, but even they were out of stuff. And so I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard anything about shortages, but they just didn't have certain things. And so I was a little disappointed. So I didn't get everything I wanted, but that's okay. So let me take you through this haul. I got us two different kinds of tortillas. I actually really enjoy getting tortillas from Costco. I find them to be the most affordable option. I also go ahead and get, if they come in packs of 3, so I can keep one package of tortillas out, and I can throw the rest of the tortillas in the freezer, and I just have them as a nice convenience to reach for on hand whenever I feel like making fajitas, tacos, enchiladas, or even like a tortilla casserole. If I don't have them in the freezer, the chances are I just don't have them on hand, and then I just really don't feel like going to the grocery store, because oftentimes I try to go to this grocery store once every 2 weeks if I can help it. I've learned myself, if I stay out of the grocery store, I don't spend money. If I go into the grocery store, I buy more than I need, and I spend way more than I would like. So my trick is I try to do all of my shopping at once or maybe twice in a month, and I call it. So we go without, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But these are the smaller size tortillas, and then I did get some bigger burrito size or wrap size tortillas for making things like breakfast burritos and enchiladas. I did go ahead and get us some tuna. Again, a nice convenience item that I like to have on hand. I can reach for a can of tuna for lunch, and it's high protein, good calories, some good fats, and it's incredibly nutritious. And so this is something that I like to reach for. I also know for a fact that this, unless you find it at like one of those really good discount grocery stores, this is an amazing thing to get at Costco in bulk because it is significantly cheaper than anywhere else I have found. That also goes for these little rice packets. They come in a box of 6 at Costco. Reed was very kind, and he started helping me put all of this away. So this box is actually empty. You'll notice that we have actually already started using a couple of the things that we got at Costco because we were actually completely out and needed them. But these rice packets, gosh, I feel like at one point they used to be $1.50, and I don't think they are, at least not in my area anymore. They are far cheaper to get in bulk at Costco than to buy the individual packets at our regular grocery store. I went ahead and got onions. I got a 5-pound bag of onions, I think, and story of my life. A 5-pound bag of onions because I have a whole lot of things. Like I mentioned, I want to make a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to need onions for it. I would also like to freeze dry up a couple of onions just to have them ready to go on hand. I do like having a dried onion every now and then, like minced onions, except they will be freeze dried. I needed avocado oil. Sometimes Costco is cheaper here, sometimes they're not. I saw it and I grabbed it. I didn't want to go to the other grocery store. This was a gift to myself. Reed and I have oven mitts that are incredibly old, And I have actually recently burned myself through the oven mitt. And it was at that point, I was like, I'm drawing the line, we're done. And I wasn't at Costco to buy oven mitts, but I saw them, they were $14.99. They came with these really, here, I think I can take them out of the package now that we're home. But they came with the actual oven mitt, and they came with these huge like pot holders, and you could put your hand in them. They've even got this like little seam right here. I don't know if this is the purpose. I don't know if it's meant to like hold things like a little pocket because you can hang them, but I love these. These are wonderful. And I'm so excited I found them. These were my splurge at Costco. I did decently good, but these were a huge splurge for me. But they've got the silicone outline. Ooh, they're really nice. Oh, yes. The inside is almost like a terry cloth. I'm super excited to use these. You know you've reached peak adulthood when you're excited for oven mitts. I've also heard you've reached peak adulthood when you start buying your clothes at the same place you buy your groceries, which is another Costco joke. I am those people. Anyways, I'm really excited about my oven mitts. So that's winning for me. I got us some tortilla chips. I love these tortilla chips from Costco. Again, I think they're affordable. It's a huge bag, and I don't, okay, maybe this time I feel like I got half of the bag was air, but that didn't always used to be the case, and I don't know if, I need to keep an eye on that because maybe things are changing. But I do love those tortilla chips, and they are organic, affordable, and I love the ingredients. I also absolutely love their vinegar. This is the only way that I buy vinegar nowadays because I've recently looked, this isn't recently, this was back when the madness that was 2020 happened, and vinegar prices escalated. They escalated fast. Whereas the vinegar prices at Costco I didn't find to be as dramatic, and I found the price to be far superior. So I always buy my vinegar at Costco, and we go through it. I use it as a fabric softener and a deodorizer when I do laundry. I use it for drains. I use it to disinfect. I use it to clean my jars when I'm canning. So I always like to have vinegar on hand. I never know when I'm not going to use it. My pasta. This is one of those things that we've actually been operating without for about a month. We have not had pasta in we have not had like non-spaghetti noodles, non-lasagna noodle pasta in the house. So I like to use these for sides a lot of the times whenever I cook up steak or whenever I cook up pork chops. A little bit of pasta on the side is my go-to, and we haven't had it. We've been doing a lot of rice, which is okay, but I love pasta. And this pasta in particular doesn't make me feel all heavy and gross, but the only ingredient is flour and water. So take that for what you will, but I absolutely love this pasta, and so I buy it. It's 2 packages of 6, or it is a set of 6, 2 packages of each, and this is gonna last us a couple of months, so I'm not super worried about it. Over here is some cold stuff that we have also been out of, and things that I've just had a hard time keeping on hand regularly. I saw that they had a huge baby bella mushrooms, which I'm super excited for. One of the things that I want to make is beef stroganoff, and it calls for mushrooms, but also I really like the convenience of having some freeze-dried mushrooms on hand. That way, whenever I make things like ramen, or if I want to make like a chicken marsala or something like that, they don't need to be fresh. They can be preserved, and then I can reach for them and grab them and throw it into whatever we're making for dinner. Also, Reed is not a huge mushroom fan, so I'm the only one that's going to eat them. So keeping them preserved means I can grab just a little bit at a time, use it for whatever I want, but Reed also then doesn't have to eat it if he doesn't want to. Bacon, not the healthiest option, I'm not going to lie, but it is the most affordable option. Bacon is expensive. I love bacon. I consume bacon at least once a week, probably 2 to 3 times a week if we're being honest. So this Costco bacon is not going to last me very long, but it is a really good price. Also, I'm making breakfast burritos. I intend to make some bacon breakfast burritos, and I intend to make some sausage breakfast burritos. Again, I like my high protein breakfasts, so I will break up this 3-pound package, and I will break it up into 1-pound packages. That way I can pull individual 1-pound packages out of the freezer, and I'm ready to add some extra protein to my breakfast in the mornings. These Ling Ling pot stickers, I grew up as a kid eating these pot stickers all the time. They were a wonderful lunch. They were a wonderful snack after school, and they were on sale at Costco. They were $4 off a bag. Normally, these are almost like $13, $14 at my Costco. I paid $8.57, $8.59 for one bag. So I went ahead and I got two because Reed and I are about to be moving and grooving a lot, and we're going to be out of the house, so I may not always have something pulled out. I may not always have something prepped. And then this way we don't have to reach for the takeout menu. These are very convenient and they don't take a lot. I love the Teton Waters Ranch kielbasa. And this is how I get my kielbasa fix without being as guilty. I make a pumpkin sausage pasta, but I substitute the sausage for the kielbasa sausage instead of just like an Italian sausage. It is fabulous, and it is Reed's favorite way to eat this. That was my neighbor. I am watching her cat for her this weekend, so she needed to drop off the food and give me everything for her. So that was exciting. I think we were talking about Teton Waters Ranch. I absolutely love it. They're really delicious, and the ingredients are very simple, and I know what everything is, and that just makes me feel a lot better. I purchase my Tillamook from Costco because it is cheaper than at my local grocery store, and the block of cheese will hold just like this. If I keep it unopened, it'll last in my fridge, gosh, for months. Once we open it, I will go ahead and shred most of the block, and then I'll keep a little bit for fresh eating or for putting on deli sandwiches, but I always buy more than one. That way it lasts a while and I can stay out of Costco. With the holidays having passed, I have gone through most of my sticks of butter. I just get it at Costco and keep it on hand because butter is one of those things that you'll just go through, and the next thing you know it's gone and you don't have any more. So I just always buy my butter at Costco. I don't 100% know why I started doing it. It might be cheaper. I can't actually tell you if it is, but I do really like this butter. This is the butter I buy. So this butter is for baking and for keeping softened on the counter because it has preservatives. But for baking purposes, you use a lot of butter when you bake. So I use this for baking. I use this. Okay. So I buy this, the Kirkland grass-fed product of New Zealand butter for putting on my bread. I use it for cooking. I use it when I need to saute anything in butter. For fresh eating. That's what I use this butter for. This is pretty much reserved for baking at this point because I don't even use the softened butter. Reed will use the softened butter. I will actually use this, and I will just soften it a little. I will soften little pieces to butter any sort of toast or any sort of like sweet breads or anything like that. I'm bougie that way, I guess you can say, but I do really like this butter. This is cheaper. Even the Kerrygold, my Costco does sell Kerrygold. It is cheaper at Costco than at the grocery store, unless the grocery store is running like a really good sale, which has happened before, but that's something to keep in mind. Next is, I recently made barbecue sauce for the first time with some of our homegrown tomatoes. I still had to supplement with local grown tomatoes, but I made barbecue sauce, and so we have a fair amount of barbecue sauce on hand. And so I figured, let's make sure we have some chicken wings on hand, because it's not something that we keep on hand as often as I would like. But at Costco, I can get a package that has 6 individually packaged sets of chicken wings. And so we're going to keep these on hand, and then that way we can use up some barbecue sauce, and enjoy some really good chicken wings. I changed up my pork order this time. I mean, I didn't specially order it or anything, but normally I get the pork loin chops, and they're like the really thick ones. I did a video on it a little while ago. I'll link it up here for you. But they're boneless. This is a bone-in pork loin pork chop, and I want to say a while ago I used to purchase these, and I found that they held the moisture just a little bit more, and I'm not 100% sure why, but I also just felt like changing it up. So I went ahead and got us some pork loin pork chops with the bone in, and we're just gonna give these a shot. I am planning on ordering a whole hog here in the near future. I like to buy my meat in bulk. It is cheaper per pound, and then I actually help the local economy. There are a lot of ranchers who put a lot of love and work into raising these animals, but then I know like the efficacy that went into it, and I know that what they were fed, and you build that relationship. And so we're about to start ordering pigs from this place that we found, and I will let you know once we do that, once we get the pig, and fill you in a little bit more on that. Same goes for cow. We will be ordering a half a cow. We're gonna try and stagger the order between the pig and the cow, but they are coming from the same place. Again, much cheaper per pound. However, I don't have any of this left over from the cow Reed and I bought 2.5 years ago. So I went and got 5.5 pounds of stew meat. And this stew meat, I don't want to open it because there's juices and everything leaking. But I bought 5.5 pounds because I want to make some beef stroganoff, not only for freeze-dried meals, but also for meals in a jar. But I also want to make pot roast in a jar, and it's just easier to use the stew meat because it's already pre-cubed and I don't have to do it myself. And I also didn't have any more roasts to reach for and cube up either. Our red meat supply is dwindling. We are now down to predominantly duck and ground elk in the house. So it's high time we replenish. We've really just been working through the things that we eat, which is great, but now it is time to replenish. But until we get there, I did go ahead and buy stew meat for that purpose. Next, I bought a couple more canned goods. So one thing that my Costco had, this is the reason we had to go to 2 Costco's. I'm making a bunch of breakfast burritos, and I forgot to mention, the other convenience meal that I like to use the freeze dryer for is breakfast egg scrambles. So I will already scramble up the eggs, I'll cook it all, and then I will go ahead and pop it in the freeze dryer, and then all I have to do is reconstitute it with water. And we've already got a ready and hot breakfast that I made myself. I know what's in it, but that was mine and Reed's absolute favorite thing that we had the week he and I were elk hunting this past year. So my Costco only had the 2 dozen pack. Yes, we've already helped ourselves. And so Reed had to go to the other Costco that's actually closer to us. I hit one that I passed on the way home from work, but Reed stopped at one today to go get the 5 dozen eggs, so that way I can make the breakfast burritos. I usually use 20 eggs per batch of breakfast burritos, and I want to make some for our friend, but I also want to make some for us, so I'm going to need more than 20. I'm hoping to make 2 full batches, and so right there is 40 eggs, and a 5 dozen eggs is 60. I eat eggs every day, not at all worried about going through it, but I also want to make those egg scrambles, and I will probably use the other 20 to do that. So we're going to go through a lot of eggs, but they are going to be used. We needed some green beans. I like having green beans on hand. It's a nice convenience. I don't always like frozen green beans. They are different. The frozen green beans mimic fresh. These don't, but sometimes I run out of frozen vegetables, and so it's nice to have these. I also get my olives at Costco. In general, these are cheaper to purchase at Costco in bulk. This is a pack of 8. Reed and I absolutely love olives. Some of you may call this blasphemy or something. We eat it with our lasagna. We eat olives with spaghetti. I also make a taco meat bean dip that we throw olives into. We throw olives onto homemade pizza. We eat a lot of olives, and it's far cheaper to just buy them in bulk at Costco. Reed wanted to splurge when he went, and he and I have been talking about this for a while. We want to try pickled herring because he and I have goals to one day pickle pike, northern pike. We just actually haven't caught a northern pike worth keeping recently, but we would love to pickle pike. We've heard it's a wonderful way to eat it. But Reed also said pickle herring is delicious, so Reed found some at Costco, and we're gonna give her a try. The last thing I got at Costco, and this is gonna seem excessive, but I've actually always shopped this way at Costco, is I get our toilet paper at Costco. I have bought my toilet paper at Costco for 5 years. It is my favorite way to buy toilet paper. Even with the price of this having gone up $5 over the last 5 years, and through the toilet paper crisis that was 2020, this has always been the most affordable. I love the toilet paper. And between Reed and I can stock all 3 bathrooms that we have in the house with 2 packages each. And Reed and I are set on toilet paper, $20, and we're set for at least 6 months on toilet paper. And so I always get my toilet paper at Costco. And we're just 2 people, but it's not one of those things I want to go to the store and buy all the time. And I've seen those smaller packages that are $20, and I can't do it. I really can't. So we're gonna go over and look at our little tiny Walmart haul. So there were a couple of things that we couldn't find at Costco. One of them was coffee, and apparently I don't think Reed could find our coffee at Walmart either, so I was a little disappointed. But I didn't need Costco-sized green onions. We're gonna have ramen, or we were gonna have ramen tonight, and plans have changed. And I didn't need Costco-sized carrots. I really didn't. So I just sent him to Walmart because there were a couple of other things we needed from Walmart, and so I just figured get it all there. Don't run around to tons of stores, especially since we've already been to 2 Costco's. I want to make chicken Alfredo for freeze-dried meals. We did that once last year when Reed and I went on a 4-day camping trip to the Boundary Waters, and the chicken Alfredo was a huge hit, and I want to make it again. So Costco didn't have chicken Alfredo, or we would have bought it there. So Reed got it at Walmart. This screams Reed. I'm not a huge fan of this mac and cheese given everything that's in it. I will eat it still every now and then, but Reed absolutely loves this, and it's just a really easy meal that he enjoys, and Reed is allowed to eat whatever he wants. I needed some ricotta cheese because I intend to make lasagna as a freezer meal here in the near-ish future. Who knows when that'll happen. But we needed ricotta cheese. And then I need sour cream, not only for the beef stroganoff, but I haven't made it in a long time, but it is essentially like a chicken tortilla casserole. It's got a different name though, and it calls for a lot of sour cream. So hopefully this is enough. Otherwise, we will either suspend until February, or we just go back to the grocery store, to be determined. I don't actually know what Reed spent at Walmart. I don't know where that receipt went, but we spent less than $500 at Walmart. I can tell you that. We spent about $470, give or take a little bit, for all of this stuff that I'm going to turn into future meals for not only me, but also for some good friends of ours, and hopefully that can bless her and her family. I apologize for the way I sound if you've made it this far. I am at the tail end of this cold, and like I said earlier, it's holding on for dear life, man, and I just want it gone. I feel great, honestly. I am really just trying not to do anything too fast to truly let my body heal. So I will take you along with me as we go ahead and get these freeze-dried meals and these freezer meals and even these meals in a jar going. So if that's something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe so you can know when I put those out. I am newer to canning. I'm also newer to gardening. So mistakes are going to be made. You're going to see my failures and trials and my guesswork, but we're going to get there. We've got tons of good resources. We have tons of good resources out there. So if this interests you, come along, and hopefully if you don't shop at Costco, you can do Sam's Club, even Walmart at this point. They do sell certain things in bulk, which is interesting and really nice. So let me know what you shop in bulk and what you find to be most convenient. And if you know of any place that does anything cheaper than what I just showed here, put it in the comments below. But I'd love to hear what you do to restock your household every now and then. Have a great night, guys. Bye.